have Monate updates, and big thank you to Melody at You've Reached Melody for sending me some of this information. So Monate has hired this multi-level marketing coach called Bob Heilig to deliver a speech or maybe a training to some of the Monate participants to encourage them to stay in Monate. And I'm just going to play this clip and let him speak for himself.
I believe that 5 years from today, there will be people that will be joining your company, joining Monate, that will be jacked out of their mind, excited about where this company is and the future of where it's going. And here's the thing, that it's really hard to grasp this concept as somebody that's not been in this space for a long time, but somebody that's been around for 20 years. I have seen this come to fruition like over and over again. And I'm telling you, I believe this to be true. The number one income earner in your company 10 years from now hasn't even signed up yet. So that's what I want to leave you with. No matter how bad it's been, no matter how dark it seemed, no matter how much challenge you've been through, you can do this. Don't quit. Don't miss out on this opportunity that you have in front of you, and step forward.
What do you think of that training? Do you think Monate's going to be around in 10 years? How helpful do you think this training was by Bob Heilig to these poor people in Monate? This is so sad, because I know there's people that look up to these multi-level marketing coaches like they've actually accomplished something, like they have some kind of wisdom that's going to help them create content or have better sales conversations, or, you know, to move along the conversations to then recruit somebody into their pyramid scheme. When these guys, and Bob, his history, you're not even going to believe this. So before I get into that, another interesting tidbit about Bob Heilig is he came after the anti-MLM movement with a Twizzler. You can't even make this shit up. Last year, I did just under a 3-hour live stream about Bob. I ripped him a new asshole, and this is I'll put the link in the description below. You might want to check it out. I get pretty rowdy during my live streams, if you didn't guess. But Bob Heilig has an interesting past. So it's important to mention this because he passes himself off as this expert. So he's encouraging all these people in Monate to stay in Monate. He's paid by Monate to do that, to stem the flow of people fleeing, waking up from these different MLM pyramid schemes, but in particular Monate. So who is Bob Heilig? Well, Bob was in a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme that shut down, took everybody by surprise in 2015. It was called North American Power. Kind of like what happened with Transact Card and Finmore. 9 years later, here we are in 2024. It seems like the same thing keeps happening over and over and over again in every multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. So Bob signs up with another multi-level marketing company. You're never even going to guess what MLM Bob Heilig chooses to sign up with. None other than the poster child of product-based pyramid schemes, Vemma, which the FTC files a lawsuit against for operating as an illegal pyramid scheme. Eventually, they settle for $238 million, and they are no more. So this is Bob's background. After like this debacle with Vemma, he decides to become this MLM coach. He's making videos. He's telling you, what you should be doing to grow your network marketing business. That's his history. That's his credentials. Do you think that he discloses this information to the people, he coaches? Do you think he says, I was in Vemma and I didn't know I was in a pyramid scheme? And I feel horrible about that. I want to take accountability. No, of course not. Do you think he's taken accountability for all the people he brought into Vemma? The people that he recruited? I don't think so. I'm going to show you 2 videos. The first one is a video clip of Bob Heilig delivering this presentation on North American Power. And it's just a portion of the video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. But why it's important for you to see this is because he's using fear-mongering about having a job and that you could lose your job at any time. Your boss could just phone you up and say, well, tomorrow you might lose your job. That's why you need to have something secure, like a multi-level marketing business opportunity. When the irony of this is that he's giving this speech about North American Power, and then North American Power does that to him. They did it to all their participants. You didn't have a business after all. It's not your decision. So he's using fear to try to get people to sign up into this thing. You could lose your job at any time. Meanwhile, North American Power is like, well, you all lost your businesses. And then in the Vemma one, I want to play this because it needs to be on the record that Bob Heilig was in Vemma, and you've got to see parts of this presentation that he does. It's just so brutal. You can't even make this shit up. It makes any whiteboard presentation, any horrendous PowerPoint presentation that you've ever seen, Bob Heilig's beats them all. I'm not joking. Well, you've seen it in the thumbnail. It's reality. It really did happen. Okay, so here's the first clip I want to show you.
That to me really caught my interest. And it happened at a very good time in my life. And I don't mean it was a good time in terms of I was very open to hearing about something like this, because I had gone through something in my job, and I was in the medical sales profession for the last 7 years, and I was incredibly frustrated at work. Can anybody relate to being frustrated at work? Let me tell you why I was frustrated. I was frustrated because more and more over the course of the 7 years that I worked for my company, I felt like I had less and less control over what my paycheck looked like at the end of the week.
See, that's such a weird thing. Like, I guess maybe in sales that's normal. I don't know. But I know now, since I've left multi-level marketing and I have a job, I'm not stressed at all about working and not having control. I know exactly what I'm getting paid, and I can get paid extra. I can pick up additional shifts. I can take additional training and get paid for that too. It's great. I don't relate to that at all. So, it must be something different, but it's just such a weird thing to lead with, I think. But it's also vulnerability. So anybody been frustrated? Anybody afraid of losing your job? Well, good thing we're here at North American Power.
All types of things that were happening that at the bottom line was, if I looked at where I was 7 years after I started, I was having to work almost twice as hard to make the same money. And that was a trend that I obviously wasn't all that excited about. But there was something that happened to me that really caused me to evaluate my life and what I was doing and where I was spending my time. Our company was going through a reorganization. Now, can we all agree that that word reorganization in the economy today is usually not a very good thing? Sure. Anytime a company reorganizes, it's to lay people off. It's to cut costs. And we had, all of a sudden out of nowhere, we heard there was a reorganization happening. And I got a call from my boss, and it basically went like this. He said, listen, you're going to get a call tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, and it's going to either be from me telling you that congratulations, you still have your job, or it's going to be from Human Resources telling you that you do not have a job anymore.
So he goes on and he tells more about the story, but you get the idea. It's like this, oddly enough, this is what happened with North American Power. Basically, you get a call, well, we're no more. So weird. He was using this to try to recruit people, like as a benefit. You don't have that instability of a job. You have the instability of being in a multi-level marketing company because it's not your business. They can and will shut down at any time, and he's the one that is now brought in to encourage Monat participants to say. So there's one more thing that I wanted to show you, part of his Vemma presentation, which is just so awesome. I'm going to start it here because it's so funny, and you need to, if I just launched into the presentation right away, it's not going to, I need you to have that little bit of a build up, and it's worth it. It's going to make it big.
Leverage. And that's what the Vemma compensation plan allows you to do. This binary structure where
it's a binary structure that has spillover and this, unlike any other compensation plan ever, it's so unique. Remember, Vemma was a pyramid scheme. This presentation is hilarious, but it has this quote, I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. J. Paul Getty, first ever recorded billionaire, Vemma.
Very simply getting to and teaching them to do the same allows.
Well, the power of two. You recruit two who recruit two who recruit two. The network marketing industry had never seen the likes of it.
Allows you to begin to leverage your efforts through an infinite amount of people.
Infinite!
And here's where it starts. It starts with you literally just going out and enrolling simply. You place one person on your left team and one person on your right. And as long as they make a minimum 60 QV order, you're off to the races. And here's what we want to do is we want to show you the power of duplication and how over time, if you were to just do that very simple thing, teach two people how to go out and find two people that would like to improve their health, would like to make some extra income. You know, that's what I love about this business is I can show somebody how to get healthy and make more money. And if you can find just two people, then you can make this work for yourself. But let's take a look at how this could play out over time. I'm going to show you here a hypothetical of how if you could just continue to duplicate that out. Go out and show two. Teach them how to do the same thing. And if we were to just duplicate this out to a certain amount of levels, and I know these numbers get a little big and
look at that unholy mess. Look at this. He never fixes it either. It just stays on the screen. This is beautiful. I can't even believe that this was part of their presentation. Look at that. This thing, he acknowledges it. He's like, well, it looks like there might be something wrong with my PowerPoint presentation, but that's okay. And he says he's making it really easy, that it's really easy to understand. Look at this. Oh, you can't even make this shit up. This was Vemma. And Vemma was a pyramid scheme after all. The power of two, and the next power of two, you go out to recruit two people and recruit two people. I just thought this was glorious. Looks like a button from Levi's 501s that popped out. You're going to have to go to the dry cleaner with a special tool to put that button back in your pants. Look at this. You can't even read this. 36,400 a month, ranked at 50K a month. Okay, that's about Bob Heilig. Now, the next thing I want to show you is this. So again, shout out to You've Reached Melody for sending me this. I guess this was the training that Brear and Ada had for all of these Monat people. Or maybe the leaders, I don't know. I had a little burp there, excuse me. Our CEO lays it all out on tonight's call. Totally transparency. He showed us the exact profits our company has made over the last decade. He didn't have to, but he did. That sentence is very telling to me because it reveals that he has said that. He is, the way he has laid out these profits, it's like he has said, well, I don't have to do this. You know, we're this incredible company and most people would just understand what I'm saying. And most companies don't do this and I don't have to do this, but I care about you so much. I believe in our market partners that I'm doing this for you. It's just such a weird thing to say. It's like, he didn't have to, but he did. Oof, the brainwashing is strong with this one. I mean, the screen grab on this is fantastic. He just looks sketchy as fuck. Oh my God, you can't even make this shit up. Anytime you have to have a CEO constantly on Zooms, it's not a good look. You don't have anything else better to do? What are you doing? You know? Explained how we were able to get paid more than other e-commerce companies. Not other MLM companies, just e-commerce companies. And still have money left over to pay for incentive trips and leadership incentives. Wow, I think this, I think Monat is circling the drain. Just the look on his face. Having to get on these videos, it's like, okay, everyone, I know that there's a lot going on right now with Saint and Rodan and Fields, but please, for the love of God, don't leave. I mean, we've got this amazing trainer in Bob Heilig, and he's going to inspire you to stay. He's had so much experience being in Vemma. Oh, we don't talk about that. He has so much experience. He's helped so many people explode their multi-level marketing businesses. Now I'm going to tell you, and I don't have to give you all this information, but I just care about you so much. I'm going to show you exactly our profits. So these are coming from MLM participants who don't know what the fuck an empty water molecule is, reverse osmosis, and use cancer-driven free willy-nilly. And now writing on this slide, exact profits our company has made over the last decade. And they're like, I'm done. He didn't have to do that, and he did. So that's why I'm staying with Monat. You know, it's just sad. I want to see these people get out, and they're just being manipulated, and it's heartbreaking. Okay, now this one, I went on to Monat's I think I was on their Facebook page. And I found this and I thought, this is fucking weird. And I had to show it to you. And the sound is awful on this. I don't know why. It's probably because it's a commercial cult and they always do weird shit. They can never get their shit together.
I'm here at the lab visiting today, and I came across Jim, our new head of R&D. I think he's already famous. He's like a Monat star already, if you're having fun.
Oh my God, we're having so much fun, right?
In your
Like, I came across Jim. Who the fuck is Jim? He's like, everybody knows him. Who the hell is Jim? Why are you talking to him? He's like, oh, we have so much fun. I feel like this guy has just applied for some job on LinkedIn and landed his dream job. He's like, he has some kind of like chemistry background and he answered this job and he thought, why in the hell are they paying so much money? He hasn't yet realized what Monat is. Somehow he's like skated through life, been like happily oblivious to multi-level marketing pyramid schemes. He's like, this is a really great job. I'm getting paid $250,000 just to like pretend to do stuff. These products have been in existence. Like, has Monat released anything new? Like, it's like he's talking to this guy as if like they've just released the Intense Repair shampoo or the Revive shampoo or something, you know? So fucking weird. Like, what is the point of this video?
opinion, what made Monat products different and better?
The ingredients that we're using, because they're naturally based, have an amazing type of performance that I don't think that you see from other brands that are out on the market. They have a different nuance to how they perform and what you see.
They have a different nuance. What makes Monat different? Well, because they're naturally based, they act a lot differently than other products out there. They're more nuanced. The fuck are you talking about? This is what they decided to put out. He's wearing his little shower cap thing. Oh my God.
You see that natural kind of glow when you're applying them. And
So what is he talking about? The skincare or the hair care? You're seeing the natural type of glow when you're applying them. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, is he even qualified? This is just so weird.
the performance of them is really great.
When we created Monat, the vision was modern nature, the best of technology and the best of nature. And what I found out, it was really hard to create products that are natural based, but that actually works.
Yeah.
Do you find that we have found?
This guy's like, yeah, I just got hired here yesterday. Yeah, it's great. I'm just like, I can't even believe it. Yeah, they're nuanced. They're naturally based. They really work differently than other products out there.
That balance?
Seriously, a very tricky element to have when you're naturally based and to try to get that performance. Because if you think of like styling products in general, styling on the hair, they use polymers, and polymers are obviously not naturally based. So we're trying to find alternatives to that. And, you know, we're trying to get that balance of the naturality along with the formulas in general.
There's a violin playing in the background. What the fuck is going on? And then I think, is this a set or is this tiny little room? I always think about who's videoing it and what happens immediately after. You know, if like you were just like to pull away or just like pan to another angle and you saw it was just like smaller than my kitchen and you're just like, oh my God. It's almost like the Truman Show. You're just like, holy fuck, like I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize it was that bad. I'm getting that feeling.
I think they really are fantastic. The team has been working really hard to make sure that we get that performance. It's super critical.
He's not saying anything. Our team is working so hard. It's like all of our products are still in existence from 2014. All of the shampoos that are like working about the polymers, we've already dealt with all of that, but I have no idea what to say. So it's just, I'm just talking and I'm like, just so happy I'm getting paid so much for this job.
To ensure that we have that performance because our consumers want to see that.
That was the video that was up there. And then there was like some comments that were like, oh, Monat is so great. So bizarre. So that's what I have. thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you to every single anti-MLM content creator, wherever you are on social media, whether it's here on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, anywhere, whatever you're doing, it's helping. And to anti-MLM content creators here on YouTube, thank you so much. It takes courage, it takes balls to do what you're doing. Whether you've been in an MLM or you haven't, everybody's style and perspective is so important. It's why somebody had left a comment yesterday on one of my videos, and they had commented that about the styles. And I was like, yeah, that's what makes the anti-MLM movement so robust, is all these different perspectives. And we use our creativity and our senses of humor, commentary, and entertainment to spread awareness. And a big shout out to the anti-MLM content creators who have been in MLMs. It takes so much courage to do what you're doing, and it's not going unnoticed. Thank you so much. You put a target on yourself when you come forward. And I know that, all of our experiences are very similar, yet, we're in different companies. And I just want to thank you so much for the work that you've done. It's helped me, and it's helping a lot of people that you may never know about. So thank you. And to anybody who's starting to wake up from being an MLM, realizing, oh no, this stuff doesn't make sense. There are some things here that I don't like. And for the first time, you're starting to question what your company is telling you, whatever company you're in. Maybe you're in Monat. Maybe, you're laughing at some of the points that you see anti-MLM content creators make. Maybe you're like, I can't hate this person. It's like, I don't agree with them, but they're saying a lot of things that make sense. And so I want to encourage you to keep going, keep critically thinking, keep going down that road. It can be a hell of a ride waking up from these things, but you're not alone. There's a big safety net out here for you. As you can see in, my comment section of my videos and other anti-MLM content creators too, oftentimes you see people giving you encouragement. Like if you're out there and you're like, know that we don't hate you, like we're here to support you when you exit, that kind of thing. And if you are somebody who is thinking that one day you want to speak out, I don't want to say I encourage you. You need to make that decision. And you can always change your mind at any time too. This isn't something that you get to decide things from now on. When you leave a cult, you get to make the decisions. It can be pretty hard, figuring that out. You're used to being really busy and having a schedule, and then you think, well, I'm going to do this, and then this is what I'm going to do. If I keep on this routine, then this is what will work for me. And then you can experiment and play and figure, well, maybe I don't want to do this after all. But if you are somebody who does want to start speaking out and you feel it's right, if you're a fighter, fight. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.